Former UMass Lowell baseball coach Jim Stone will be inducted into the American Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. The ceremonies will take place in Dallas in January. Stone coached at UMass Lowell for 38 years, 37 as the head coach, winning some 801 games. He was named the New England Division II Coach of the Year 9 times, the Northeast Region Coach of the Year 5 times. He was a Jack Butterfield Award recipient for his contributions to New England baseball in 1991. His teams won 20 or more games 22 times, 30 or more 7 times. 21 teams went on to the postseason, 14 made it to the NCAA tournament, and a couple made it to the College World Series. Jim Stone was inducted into the UMass Lowell Athletic Hall of Fame in 2003, and we could go on and on. Instead, we present a conversation with former UMass Lowell baseball coach Jim Stone. Now that you're not coaching or managing a ball club on a regular basis, do you look back at it at a whole, or is that something you kind of avoid doing?
It seems like yesterday, really. It went by so fast. 37, 38 years at the university. The first year I was the assistant in soccer, basketball, and baseball. The next year, I was the head basketball coach and the head baseball coach. And I did that until 1975. And then I said, this is crazy. I had 3 kids, and I said, I better start spending more time at home. And basketball, this is a young man's game. So I loved coaching. I just singled out baseball.
When you were a kid in the late 40s and into the 1950s, I mean, was baseball part of your soul? Was that kind of how you, as a young man, identified yourself? You were a ball player?
Yeah, my father was my first coach. He was a recreation director in East Hampton, Massachusetts, and he also started a Legion program. I played for him his last year before he died, and it was on a Legion field at a Legion practice between high school and the summer Legion team. So I think I was weaned on it, and I read somewhere that they said find a job you love and it's no longer work, and that's true in my case.
38 years coaching, did it ever feel like work?
No. The tough part of the job is fundraising. We went to Florida for 26 consecutive years and asking these kids to come up with some money, after they closed the Blue Line Lounge on us. We were at the whole forum. We were having steak and eggs for breakfast while that was going on. But after that, we were looking for the Holiday Inn special, So we did it. It made us a better program because we came back after playing 10 games in Florida. We came back and we were a better team. We had a head start on the teams who didn't go south. And by the end of the year, we were a pretty good club because we started so early.
Talk about 800-plus wins. Do you remember the first one? Do you remember the first time you made the lineup card out? Did you kind of hold your breath and wonder what was going to happen in the 9 innings that faced you?
It was funny because Rusty Yarnell had coached 41 years, and he hired me. We were up at Nassau College, and it was a cold, bitter, snowy day, and it was a doubleheader. And we traveled by bus then. We were in pretty good shape, I guess. But University or Lowell Tech didn't have but 5 or 6 sports. We lost the first game, and then it snowed. And Rusty, who was up there in years, said, "I'm going on the bus. You take the second game." And he said, "We'll put it toward your record," which didn't happen. Of course, I said, "No, Rusty, this is your team. I'll get the W's after you retire." And we won the second game, 3-2. But it's not part of my record. I don't know who to write to get that part of my record. Rusty's also in the Hall of Fame, the American Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame, as is my college coach. So it's kind of a reunion, and I'm sure they're watching from on top.
Are there particular ingredients that make for a good coach or a good manager?
Yeah, good players. Good players and good assistant coaches, and I had both. Good players, I was telling somebody today, I don't know if it was Chris asked me, there was over 50 kids went out to play at the next level. Some of them on an independent league like Nashua has, but they were professionals and they were playing for money. It was good players, and one of my assistants that deserves an awful lot of credit was with me. He played for me. It was Kenny Conity. We were together for 19 years, 4 years where he was a player, and then 19 years as an assistant coach. And I'm grateful, that he was along to help
When we talk about coaching and we think about playing ball games, that's only a very small part of the job. As you point out, the fundraising, there's also the recruiting, as well as the teaching. Is there one part of the job that you loved and another part that you hated, or did you love it all?
No, I didn't love it all. The recruiting and the fundraising and being away from my family was the tough part. But the good times were if I was coaching third base and we were winning. And the assistant coaches I had, for the most part, they played for me and the baseball program. They gave something back after the numerous assistants that I had. Kids like Joey Lewis and Dave Harn, a number of them. I can't think of too many more right now, but you give me 5 minutes, I could.
When you began coaching, it was Lowell Tech. It's now the University of Massachusetts Lowell. I know you've played over at Cushing Field and at Hadley Field, and now it's housed in LeLacheur Park. On day one, when you were the head coach, could you have imagined how the program, and the university, I suppose, for that matter, would develop and grow?
There was a couple other name changes in there. When I first got here in '66, I think, it was Lowell Textile. And then it turned to Lowell Technological Institute. And then in '75, I believe it was the University of Lowell, and then it was the University of Mass Lowell. But LeLacheur Park, we didn't have to recruit so hard after we started playing games here. Just bring the kid on campus and take him on a tour of LeLacheur Park and the rest of the campus, the way it was growing. They kind of sold the kid on it. So it was great the last, I don't know how many years that we were at LeLacheur, and it was big league.
I think 801 wins, maybe 802 if we had the first one. There may have been some others in there that weren't counted. There have been some losses as well. Is there one game that stands out most in your mind, whether it's a win or a loss? Is there one game that just stays with you?
Probably the last one. We had an outstanding, I can't tell you the record right now, but we were hosting the NCAA regionals here. We lost to New Haven, who has been a nemesis, and here they had one good pitcher, and he beat us something like 3-2. So we had to come out of the losers bracket again, and we weren't able to do it. But that was a terrific club in 2003, and we lost to Franklin Pierce here. We would have had to beat them twice. That was probably better than the 2 prior years where we went to the World Championship Nationals, and in 2001 and 2002. 2003 could have been the best year of all of them, and we didn't make it. We just fell a little short.
I know for the longest time we pushed to finally get to the College World Series, and we did, as you point out, a couple of years in a row. Was that what you expected it would be like?
It was more. It was really, really terrific. Our kids were noted for being hardworking and loved the game. I don't know who got a bigger kick out of going to the national championship, myself or the kids, because we had a great time.
We'll be inducted into the American Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame. What does that honor mean to you?
It's something you don't strive for when you start coaching, but it's an awesome honor, and you don't do it without good players, hard-working kids who love the game as much as the coaches do. A place like LeLacheur, all that adds up to just making it a fun time. And people ask me now, do I miss it? One of the things I tell them is I miss the kids. I don't miss the recruiting. I don't miss the fundraising. I don't miss the paperwork for the NCAA. But the kids are what I really miss.
You mentioned your dad was a coach and maybe one of your first coaches. When you look at yourself as a coach, do you see a lot of your father?
I think I do. My mom, when she was alive, used to come to our games, and with the rosary beads, she would be sitting in the stands, especially when we went to the Springfield area, because I'm originally from East Hampton, which is about 10, 15 miles from Springfield, and I went to Springfield College. So it's been an awesome experience. 43 years, 38 at the university, 37 as the head coach, but 5 years of high school too. And it's just been, like I said, find a job that you love, and it didn't seem to be at work.
What is it about this game of baseball that just gets in our soul?
I don't know. You probably feel the same way about hockey, though. You have to be patient with this game. I mean, there's not a lot of action until, things happen. But the baseball connoisseur, it's a love. It's a deep love. There's a lot of us that have it.